going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters on one eyebrow, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about The Walking Dead World Beyond Season 1, Episode 3, my review, recap. Obviously, spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead, shows, comics, spin-offs, movies, everything related to the Walking Dead universe. Spoiler warning. Now, it was basically the same type of thing. In every episode so far, it's been like, we see the kids, they do something, a little bit of CRM, and that's what you get. But overall, guys, I thought it was interesting. I like the series. If you like the series and you like The Walking Dead, hit that subscribe button and become a valued member, a subscriber, a patron, however you want to help support the channel. It's easy. Just subscribe, like the video, share the video. If you like what we do here, hope you'll join us. Just showing support any way that you can. Donations are always helpful, as we all know. But ultimately, guys, overall, The World Beyond Season 1, Episode 3 was interesting. It was entertaining, and I know a lot of people are watching this show for the CRM connection. Some people might not even be watching the show at all, and they come to videos like this that can summarize and review and recap for them. But hope goes to the tornado siren. The latch on the handle, or the handle, is broken. She takes it apart. She finally gets the tornado siren to work. The empties go towards her, but at no point did I feel like they were in danger. It was a little bit like, okay, we know these kids are going to make it so far in this series. It's only 3 episodes in, and I doubt anyone's going to be killed off this soon. But Silas, we got a little more backstory of him, and I feel like he's like the lovable big guy who's misunderstood. All the kids, we saw the backstory of him a little bit more, even though I don't know what happened. Who did he actually hurt? Who did he kill? Was it a kid? Was it a brother? Was it a dad? Was it family members? I'm just not sure overall. But Silas, we got a little more of the backstory. So every episode so far, we got a little bit of backstory about Silas here, Felix last time, Hope and Iris before that. But the walkers look great, as always, or empties if you want to call them that. The Silas backstory was interesting. I do like these characters, and I do like where it's going, and I want to know what's going to happen with these characters. The backstory is there for the world, the universe of The Walking Dead. Now, when the kids got into the office, the trailer, did you notice something on the wall right there? I'm not going to say what it is. I'll talk about it in a whole separate video when I do my breakdown, did you know things you missed type of video. But I do see something building between these two characters, Iris and Silas. Not sure if there's going to be a love connection. Overall, we'll see. But Silas is an interesting character. Elton, he was really funny. I think he's hilarious. Every episode I laugh at what he says. Huck was much better. She wasn't in this much. She had some dialogue here and there, but I just feel and I really hope they turn the character around. Felix, great. I love the guy. I think he's a good actor. Nico does a great job with it. I feel like he's really buying into this world, and he's proud to be in the Walking Dead universe, and that's what we want. I'm not saying other characters and actors aren't, but I just feel like Nico does a great job. Again, behind Huck, do you see anything there? Hint, hint, some letters. But ultimately, the fighting was kind of lackluster. The walkers' empties looked great as usual, and I'm really glad they covered their face, and I still don't buy that the kids were sleeping on top of the roof or wherever they were at with all the debris and the fire and the embers and the tires burning. That would be toxic. That would be harmful. You wouldn't be able to sleep. You wouldn't be able to breathe. And I did notice the kids were coughing a little bit, so they kind of addressed it, and I know it's a fictional thing and overall, but you're like, come on, that wouldn't make sense. They should have slept inside of a building. But basically, Hope does her own thing and gets the siren to work. Huck and Felix meet up with the kids, and they all meet up again. Hope is kind of in danger in a couple spots. The 2 walkers that were tarred together, stuck together. I love the creepy hand coming out of the tar and the oil, but I just don't think that walker would be alive. What I don't get is, why did Hope drop the lighter into the oil to burn the walkers? The walkers were stuck. They weren't coming after her. Well, they were coming after her, but they weren't going anywhere. Also, you could have just burned something and dropped that into the fire instead of losing and basically wasting your lighter. The lighter would be pretty useful to make fire when you're out and about on your way to Omaha, but it's one of those things where you're like, man, a bad decision. And these are kids, so they're going to make bad decisions. But Hope is smart. She took apart the siren, the tornado siren, pretty quickly. And then she does this. And she can make champagne and alcohol. She's very smart, but that really to me wasn't a smart decision. She falls and sprains her ankle coming down the ladder. Hope struggles with the walker. Iris saves her. She kills a walker and you're like, yay, finally they killed a walker. Hope saves Iris. They walk back together and everybody's safe. It just didn't feel like anybody was in real danger, and that's okay. And I don't mind that they focused on Silas a little bit more. Maybe we'll get a little more Elton backstory next episode or something. And I like that they're doing it in stages. It's not a whole episode, it's parts of episodes. And I personally like the first 3 episodes. I know it's not for everybody. To me, this is a Shiva Easter egg. I know that Iris has nothing to do with Shiva. That's a Walking Dead thing, but I just saw it as that. The Silas backstory with his grandparents and then his uncle and then how people weren't seeing him is interesting. And they really emphasized this poem, The Tiger and the Lamb. And to me, it was just one big, I couldn't get past it. I was like, yep, that is a nice reference to Shiva on The Walking Dead. And I love when we get Easter eggs just like this. And I did like it when we saw a little bit more backstory of Silas and Iris. And I really think they're hinting at something between these two. We got to see them at the Easy Bake Oven. They're making the cake, and it was kind of cool to see the kids being kids and putting more of the story together. Kind of feel bad for Silas. It looks like he was defending himself, but maybe he just got caught up in a fight. And I'm not sure who he was fighting and punching and if he actually killed somebody or what. I mean, his hands were shaking and he was arrested, but I just don't know who it was. I do like the idea that Felix is trying to be there for the kids and he joined them to go to Omaha, and then we'll see where they go from there. Silas really looking like in the 90s here with some grunge, you know, Nirvana, Teen Spirit. Anyone see that look right here? And also he's in the lab, cleaning the lab. You see the picture of Dr. Bennett, Hope, and Iris comes back in. And again, it was a nice thing that we saw them bonding a little bit there. And so they saw each other in the first episode, and maybe something happens between those two. Did you see the stuff on the board here? Bible study, art club, everybody looking at Silas like he's a monster. And I'm really seeing all the nostalgia to the 90s. Is this a Walkman right here? Is he listening to tapes? And if you saw at the end, what was up with the blanket? Are they kind of hinting at things? I mean, I just see it building for a relationship. Why not, right? They're 2 teenagers. They may like each other. They're going to be around each other a lot. They're there. Maybe they save each other. Maybe they talk. Maybe they get to know each other. Maybe one protects the other. But we'll have to see. And now we got to talk about Hope and Iris, and Hope finally telling Iris what happened to their mother. And it was definitely emotional, but we already knew the story. And it was kind of good that Hope was letting her guard down, telling her sister what actually happened, because what if Hope or Iris died and nobody knew the truth? I mean, I know Hope didn't tell Iris because she was bottling it up and she didn't want to make anybody see her in a different light, but that's been building up for a long time, and she needs to let it out, and she finally did. So it was pretty nice to see that. And then we get to the final 10 minutes and we got to learn a lot more information. Not really a lot, just a nice juicy piece of information about the group here. And I'm guessing these are the plans onto how to attack the campus colony. I'm guessing that's what we're looking at here. It's hard to tell because it happens like that. And you see that Elizabeth Kublik is looking at these things when Barca comes by her apartment. And it's interesting that she has so much amenities here in this. She's got power, she's got TV, she's got radio, she's got a coffee maker, espresso machine, whatever, gas, got all this stuff here. And Barca comes by the room and says, look, you know, I'm not okay with what we did. And you see Elizabeth Kublik putting up that lieutenant commander front, like, yes, we are this. They were a threat. We did that. And Barca, being a human being, is like, they weren't really a threat. And I agree with that. They weren't a threat. They were a campus colony. And it's crazy to think that they wiped out all these people, and she did it probably by the order of General Bill, or maybe it was her order. But if you look about it, when she turned everything on, you see something, a couple things in the refrigerator, hint, hint, look at some stuff there, look at the colors. She turns on the radio, people are talking about the program, they're buying into the program. They have a radio station, DJs. Is it propaganda though? She's got her coffee maker, espresso machine. They got some different stuff there. They got a bunch of different things. She turns on the TV, and I'm not sure what this is, but it's a red can that rolls, the color red again. Also a red wall. And if you look at the back, you see food, and there's a bunch of different things. At the very bottom, it says, don't waste it. So it says, don't waste it. So it's interesting because they have an idea to bring back the world and don't waste any single thing. But people are a resource, and they wasted those people, in my opinion. And Barca didn't like that. And it's interesting to see that one person came to Lieutenant Commander and highlighted the fact that he wasn't okay with what they did. So is there going to be a revolution with Barca and his other people that he's going to hopefully get on his side, or is it just going to go away? Also, if you look at the British flag, it's upside down. So obviously the world is upside down. Also, it's interesting that it's a British flag, not a United States flag, and I believe they're somewhere in the United States. But is this a play on the American Revolution and the Civic Republic is being run by the British and not Americans? I don't know, but Elizabeth gives Barca soup, almost like a Last Supper. She calls the security people from CRM. They knock on the door. Elizabeth Kublik says, get it. You know, Barca's going to be a problem potentially down the road, and I could see that being something that causes problems for the CRM. And I'm not sure if Barca's going to live or not, because when he was walking away, he was like, it's a lie. Everything's a lie. And then, boink. I just think he's knocked out. I don't think they killed him, but Barca could be a player later on. And then Elizabeth Kublik, you know, has up front. We find out there's 200,000 people there. You know, not 200,000 soldiers, but agriculture, machinists, people that do a lot of things. You know, they have their roles, their parts to play, and I guess they have enough there. They don't need anybody else. They don't need any more mouths to feed. They don't need the campus colony. What about Omaha? Then Elizabeth Kublik takes a drink of wine and she starts to break down. And you see that she's not this robotic person that does buy into it 100%. I find that very interesting. She also has a gray outfit on, you know, my symbolic colors. Also, self-indulgence at this time. So it's interesting in red, by the way. And like I said before, I know a lot of people are just watching the episodes for the CRM connection, and this was only the last 10 minutes. So the episode was like 48 minutes long. You had 10 minutes of Elizabeth Kublik, Barca at the Civic Republic, and 38 minutes of the kids. But then you look down at the map and you see, I believe this is where the arrows, where the wall was. I believe that's where the presentation was and stuff. So I think these were the plans to have the attack on the campus colony, or it's something else. I'm not sure exactly. There's no way to tell. And then you see Elizabeth Kublik cry, and that's her tear from her eye, and she gets upset about it. So it's telling that Elizabeth Kublik is not this evil person where she wants to take over the world, and maybe she's torn, hence gray, which could mean she's feeling down, but also symbolizes not 100% evil and not 100% good. She's a little bit of both. So I'll have to see how it goes down for next episode. But overall, I enjoyed it. I've enjoyed every episode so far. Some are better than others. We got a little more CRM connection. We found out about 200,000 people live there. They have all these resources and they've got a lot of stuff going on. And they took out the campus colony. So let me know your thoughts. Stay safe and tell them, Daryl.
No, we love you guys.